So you had an internal strength. Fucking love that. Explore that more. What exactly happened?
Just praying to God every day and just reflecting and just reframing my mindset. It's
Fuck yeah.
for me, it's not to me. I'm getting stronger.
Do you think if you had that same level of resolve and internal dialogue, that's an amazing example of communication, by the way.
Yeah.
If you had that same level of dialogue with what you're going through recently, do you think you would have had increased results?
Yeah, I think so, because
Okay.
I notice myself internally. I find myself internally, and it affects me on my sales calls.
Okay, so good job. Here's the thing, man. A couple of things. And you're a smart guy. I'm sure you know where I'm going to kind of start leading with this. So, presupposition. So we're wanting to get you to a level of drive, consistency, animation, whatever the hell you want to call it, very similar to what Yash, Andres, Matt Ryan, and all that have, right?
Yeah.
There are two types of people in this world when it comes to drive. One type of people, they have something cataclysmic happen to them. No idea what it is. Doesn't even have to seem big on the outside, but for them, well, to quote Doctor Who, it's bigger on the inside. Okay? And there's just something that happened to them, and they made a pivotal point on that. And that's because that authentically happened to them, and there was enough force behind the hammer when it came down that nail of experience can never be pulled out. All right? That's one type of people. The other type of people, unfortunately, you and I are in this boat, just to be real with you, we never had that. We never had the traumatic experience. We never got abused. We never had this. We never had that. We have had experiences, man. You had starvation, right? I remember a couple of times when that happened to me. But there just wasn't, for whatever reason, whatever headspace we were in, whatever situations were going on around us, maybe we had some good stuff in our life, but for some reason that wasn't a rock bottom experience, and there wasn't enough force behind the hammer to make the nail stick. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? It's as simple as that, Charlie. Okay? And so I'm highlighting this to you is because if you haven't had the experience, brother, you gotta fucking fake it, is what I'd say. And when I say fake it, again, the whole big difference, the big decider between those two groups isn't if you had the experience. Everyone had the experience. It's if there was enough force behind the hammer to make the nail stick. So you gotta fake the stickiness of that nail in the board, into the tapestry of what caused you to do what you do, your identity. All right? I'm going really deep here. I just want to make sure you're still with me. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet. Now, you've had some of these experiences, okay? What I need you to do is one or two things. Because again, that stickiness of the nail is the most important thing. Marcus Aurelius. You know Marcus Aurelius?
Yeah.
Perfect. A man becomes what he thinks about all day long. Very simple. Okay? You need to start thinking about that nail, right? That experience, that being that reality, that the only way during July to December last year, the only way you could get any additional groceries would be if you begged, right? You need to start thinking about that experience more and more. It's not so much, by the way, the relationship you had with God, internal communication. It's not so much that, man. It's the catalyst. That's the effect. You want the cause. Okay? So I want you to focus on that. That's the first thing. Second thing is this, and I'm actually going to give you a bit of homework that might be a bit uncomfortable. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
I want you to find a new grocery. I want you to find something you can't afford, and I want you to face up to the fact that you can't afford it. And when I say face up to it, I mean I want you to find something very specifically that you really, really want, man, that's really important for you. And then I want you to go into the store and basically be told you can't afford it. All right? And this could be a car, this could be a house, this could be a loan from a bank, for all I know. Well, this is America. You can get loans for anything these days.
Yeah.
It could be a Versace jacket, right? I'll give you an example of me doing this. This is generally really powerful, man, if you can get into the swing of it. So I fucking love airports. Do you know why?
Traveling.
Fuck that. Done that enough. It's the Gucci. It's the expensive watches. It's the Patek Philippe, right? It's the Rolex. It's the Versace. It's the Burberry, right? It's that one particular part of an airport you go to where it's just luxury brands. And there's a very particular type of people that go there. All of a sudden, the women look a lot better. The men just hold themselves a lot higher. A lot of people walk by these stores, but they definitely do not act as if they intend to go through them. They're just looking to get to their gate. You know the kind of areas I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I love going into those stores, man, just especially if it's at a period where I've just had to do a lot of investments, for example. I have no liquid capital. I love looking at these items and falling in love with them for a second, and then basically being told by this guy that or this woman I'll never meet again, yeah, you just can't afford it. Because that fucking stings, man. That raises the roof. That throws coal into the fire. Because I leave that store every single time and I'm, fuck my life, I will never let that happen again. And it's incremental. You know, it's not as if I can go back to that same store, right, a year later and I definitely can get everything I want, because they're always rechanging the stock and stuff out. But happened recently during Christmas, we just completed the Paris event, actually, for the clients. And then I went into a Burberry store, and I know that there was actually going to be this trench coat I was going to buy. And then I saw there was this other trench coat, new line, 3 times more expensive. Do you know how expensive a Burberry coat is, by the way?
No.
They're very expensive. Okay, I'll just tell you that. And so I ignored the coat I could afford, and I went specifically and I was the only person in the store. Massive Burberry store, new stock, new items. But Burberry's that expensive, you don't really get many people in there. It's not the most expensive thing in the world, but it's pretty expensive. And so I got the clerk, I was like, show me the new stuff. And like there was this whole rigmarole because he had to basically undress some mannequins so I could try all the different cuts of it, right? But I had this whole energy of a case of, I will do what it takes to buy this, right? And so we went through everything, and I saw the price tag, and I was like, I can't afford this. I genuinely can't afford this, but that's the point. So we went through everything. I'll take this one. We went to the cash register. I specifically have a card that has a rejection, that has a limit on it. I went to buy it, and card was declined. And the guy was just looking at me, and I was like, fuck, I actually didn't have enough money. And there was this awkward moment. And Charlie, it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks, man. But that's the point, right? That's the force behind the hammer driving the nail into the boards of your identity. Does that make sense? Has this been useful for you? I just want to check.
Yeah. Because my thing is a Rolex.
There you go. Brother, go into a Rolex store. You, dressed as you are, they probably wouldn't even let you in. Just be real with you.
Yeah, no.
You're not a Zuckerberg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But go to a Rolex store, Omega, Patek Philippe, whatever you want, and just feel rejection, man. Because that's the same rejection you likely will have felt last year when you couldn't afford groceries. And then come back to me and tell me if you have the same issue of consistency. Because that is the thing that's going to cause you to never waste a moment. Okay? Any questions?
No, that was helpful.
Good, man. The truth is, when we're trying to catch up to those people that just are relentless, as Tim Grover would say, it's because the great decider behind them is just literally that force of that hammer. So if you never had it in your life, go and create it.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I appreciate that.
You're welcome, boss. As honestly, one of the most important lessons I can tell people is that. So take advantage of it. If I speak to you in a week or two, do not tell me you haven't done anything about this. I want to hear how you went and got rejected, okay?
Okay, I will.
Savage. Go crush it and let me know if you need me, okay?
All right, that was you, Llew. Appreciate it.